Big news, ladies and gentlemen. Corey Danger, has finally gotten himself a job. Huzzah! Huzzah! Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I finally got a job after maybe what's today's date? February 1st? It's February 1st. I have been here pretty much a month. So it's been a month, almost a month, since I've been here and I finally got myself a job, which is great. Why? Because now I might be able to buy a car, finally, after being, using Uber and stuff. Great news, great news. So, where am I working, might you ask? Well, I didn't think I'd be working here. I'd probably be thinking, maybe Tony Roma's or something, but from what I hear, people that I know and talk to, it usually takes a whole month or more than a month for anybody to even just contact you back to even set up an interview, right? I applied at this place 2 weeks ago. I got a call. Now, it was kind of sketchy because when I looked at my phone, it said no caller ID available. I'm like,
who is this?
Is this some sort of scam or something? So hesitantly, I answered, hello? Is this Corey, blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, yeah. And so this sets up, we want to invite you to a, job interview tomorrow. Will you be able to make it? I'm like, yeah, sure. I got nothing else to do, right? I go. I interview. I get the job on the spot. I was as surprised as you are. You can get a job on the spot? Yeah, I guess I could. You know what I'm saying? I thought it might take a little longer to find a job. I was gonna just, if you notice my previous videos, it's been a lot about video game stuff. Friday the 13th, Fortnite, Call of Duty, because, I have nothing else to do but play video games and upload videos. So I do apologize for my delay because I was on a pretty good streak of putting a video every day. But because of this, I got a job now. Videos are gonna probably, every other day or so forth or whatever until I get a good solid set schedule. My interview process, right? I show up about 15 minutes before my scheduled time, which was 2:30. I was like, okay, have a seat. So I sit down and I wait and I wait and I wait and I wait. I look at my watch. It's already nearing 3 o'clock. And I'm just like, okay, what's taking so long? Because they said, they're actually with somebody else right now. They'll be right with you when they're finished. So, okay, I wait. I look to my side. There's this sort of plastic stand or display or whatever, giving you a little brief history of the restaurant that I'm in. So I'm reading that, and let that be a little tip for you if you're going to apply someplace. Always know at least a little bit about the company that you're applying. Don't just apply and show up and say, hey, here I am. When can I start? No, you gotta show some initiative, my friend. Because I read that, and actually 5 minutes before I even walked into the restaurant, I looked up the history. I was like, I should look this up. So I went to the Wikipedia page, looked out when was it founded, who founded it, where was it founded, and stuff like that. Just very little bits and pieces that you could just try to remember and try to throw it in. Because I wasn't expecting, so what do you know about us, right? Even before that, when I was at home, just sitting on my bed, just and talking to myself, so what are your strengths and weaknesses? And then I'm just like, well, I'm pretty blah, 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 blah. So weaknesses? I'm not weak. I'm strong, you know what I'm saying? But don't do that. Don't be a cocky son of a bitch when you apply. Of course, be confident, but don't be boastful is what I'm trying to say. So anyways, after a while, 2 other people show up saying, I'm here for an interview. One girl and one very tall guy. The girl, I'm like, she looks okay. She looks decently dressed up. She's wearing all black. She's got this little shawl or scarf going on. She looks clean and well together. So I'm like, oh man, I hope she's not applying for a server job because she looks pretty good. She's pretty cute. The other guy, he shows up wearing these brown pants with holes, slits cut into the knee. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you bend your knee, you're bending your knee and then your knee is exposed. He's wearing brown, pants and just this sort of sweater on. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm here for an interview. So the 3 of us are sitting there. Time's going by and I'm just like, oh man, how long do I have to wait? 3:15. We can now see you. So one guy leads me to a table and then, I shake his hand, thanks for seeing me, whatever. And then he just goes on this sort of spiel saying, this is how we do things. This is our style. We are very performance-based operation. It doesn't matter how long you've worked here. And they have this 3-tier system: bottom tier, middle tier, and top tier. Those are the server tiers, right? If you're on the bottom, you can only you can't pick up shifts. If you're on the bottom, you're the no-go zone. You can only work whatever we give you. You cannot pick up anything, and you cannot switch shifts with anyone on the top level. You can only switch within your level, and then so on and so forth. You can only go top down, right? And if you're on top, you get all the best shifts, you get all the best tables, you get basically the best stuff. So you got to work your ass off in order, you know, to be top tier and stuff. This is all performance based. We judge you off your sales, your, you know, your alcohol sales, loyalty programs and things like that. So I'm just like, okay, cool. I mean, you know, like, you didn't ask me any questions yet. You're just telling me this is what we do, right? This is the system. Here's this little sheet that you're gonna have to sign in and blah blah blah, and goals and stuff. And like, I'll just ask you like 4 random questions, because they have these like sheets, right? And it's like questionnaires, and you have to, like, the way he was telling me is you have to fill it out every shift or something like that, to sort of test you. Right there, I'm like, what? You're gonna test me every shift I come in? Oh my god, I hate tests, right? And you know, of course, my previous job, Tony Roma's, they do every now and then do server tests where the manager on duty will just, you know, go to a random table in your section, and you know, you're gonna have to treat them like a regular customer and serve them and stuff, and they'll ask you various questions. Oh, what's in this, and how is this made, and da 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 da. Of course, those things are pretty stressful, but I can handle that, right? Like, even if I blank out, as long as you give them good service, you know, you don't look like you don't know what you're doing, then they'll just let it slide. Like, oh, you did a good job, just remember to do this, da da da. This whole scheduling, or this whole system that he's telling me, I'm just getting like, kind of like, oh my god, please. You know, I'm kind of scared now. It's kind of intimidating that you're really based on how much you sell, and it's all about numbers. So I'm gonna have to really push. Other than that, like, this, the first manager that I'm talking to, I'm just like, is this how normal interviews go? I'm used to like, oh, so tell me about yourself. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Why should we hire you? Things like that. He's talking to me like I already got the job. He's just explaining, this is what we do. This was what you do. This is us. This is da 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 da. We are like one of the top stores in the nation, and this and that. So do you have any questions? And I'm like, that's the only question you're gonna ask me? Oh yeah, is it get busy here? What are their section size? Things like that. And just random server questions, right? And then after that's done, he's like, okay, if you have the time, I'd like to get my second manager to give you a second interview. And then the second manager was more of, you know, the formal, like, so the main question he's asked me is like, what did I do as a server at my previous job? And I told him this and that. Then he asked me some random ballpark questions. So what do you think is the number one thing customers, you know, look for to have like a great experience, right? What makes their experience go smoothly or whatever? I think that was the generalized question. What makes the customer experience better? And the answer that I could think of is just timing. That was my number one answer. It's like, as long as they can get, you know, from start to finish, everything works in a good time, right? If they're at the hostess stand and they're just waiting for someone to even just say hello to them, that right there starts the snowball effect of their displeasure, their anger. It starts to build up from the beginning. So if you can say hi to them, and you can seat them, and you can get their drinks, and you can get their order in a very timely and efficient manner, then everything else will be just like cherries on top. You know what I'm saying? It's all about timing. That was my answer. It's like, everything is about timing. It's not about how, you know, smiley you are. I mean, that's just extra stuff. As long as you can serve them and help them in the good time, then everything else is just going to be great for them. That was my thing. And the manager's like, you know what, you're right. Yeah, that is true. You know what I'm saying? So needless to say, after all that, you know, little talking's done, he's like, well, we'd like to offer you the job, and when can you start? And I'm like, thank you, you know, shake his hand, thank you so much, you know, I'm ready, I can start anytime. And so today, or that was just yesterday, the interview happened yesterday. Today was my first day of training, which is basically, you know, the sort of tax filing and, you know, paperwork and stuff. And so that's what we did today. For about 2 hours I was there, and the girl that I talked about earlier actually was there too, so she got hired. The guy did not get hired. And then this other girl was there. So there's 3 of us, 3 newbies. But I was the only server. The other 2 girls were all hostess. Yeah, we were just shown around. What's cool about this restaurant, right, that's different than my Tony Roma's, is they have this little sort of iPad mini tablet on every table. And it's called a Ziosk, Z-I-O-S-K, which is, you know, kiosk. And it's pretty cool. It's like, you can actually punch in things. Like, you can call your server with it. You can, you know, ask for more refills and stuff. And I'm just looking at it, it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, what's the use of having servers, right, if you have this little system where they could just punch in things? That wasn't really explained to me as to, you know, what it's used for and stuff, but pretty sure along the line they'll tell me. And another thing is that they have these mini iPads that you can, you know, train with and stuff. They showed us to the back, and at like different various stations there's these QR codes, and so you take the tablet and you, like, you know, read the thing, and then it gives you like a training video. So the 3 of us we shared one pad. The one cute girl held the pad, like, because I wasn't sure like if I should take it or not, so I was like, then the girl, you know, took it, so she was basically in charge. And so we went to different stations and we're watching videos, and she's holding the tablet like this. She's holding the tablet like this. And me being, I was taller than her, I gotta look down at it. So if the tablet is right here, right, in this general area, and she's wearing a cut-off top where everything is, it's like, you know, it's like this. That's how it looks like to me, if you can see. It's just exposing the mountain ranges, if you know what I'm saying. And so I'm trying my best to pay attention to this tablet, and like just like a quarter inch to the side, my eyes can just like, oh man, keep it together, focus. You might get tested later, but it's right there. And like, you know, it was, let's just say it's not you know, Tylenols on an ironing board, you know, it wasn't flat, you know, it's not flat earth, it's round earth. And so I am trying my best to be as gentlemanly and chivalrous as possible, but you know damn well, if you're a guy, unconsciously your eyes will swivel, like you're trying to focus, but your eye just like, it's just something in your head's like, come on, just look at it, just give me a little peek, just take a look, right? And I'm like, fuck, god damn it, why does this girl have to be like this? Like, of course she's very petite, she's very thin, but it's there, and I'm just like, oh, this is not right. I am trying to learn, gosh darn it, but they are really nice. A+. That was the first day. Tomorrow I will be starting some sort of certification training. I'll probably be shadowing a server there, so let's see how it goes. I have finally got a job. Hopefully I can keep it. I really wanted to get a job so I can buy a car. Hopefully I can get a car. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this little stupid story of mine, and I hope you learned something when applying, job interview or whatever. I don't want to say the name of the restaurant just yet because I don't know if they have social media policy that my previous job had, Tony Roma's. I couldn't, you know, talk about it online or whatever. I couldn't take pictures at work or whatever. So anyways, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Push that like button and subscribe for more random videos and video game stuff that I do every week. Peace.
Everyone else, but I'm depressed as fuck, stressed as fuck. Ain't no medicine that can cure what's intense as drugs. I need extra love, and that ain't even enough. So that ain't even enough. And where the fuck is